Hi, boys and girls. I thought it would be fun to go back to some of those folk tales. Remember I told you those were stories that were probably told first before they were written down. And this one is called, there's one of our tricky words, Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, there was a girl who loved to wear red. She had red shirts and red skirts, red shoes, and a fabulous bright red coat. Her name was Little Red Riding Hood because her coat is a hoodie. Early one morning, Little Red's mother packed up a basket. I have a very special job for you, she told Little Red. Grandma is feeling sick. Will you take her this fresh fruit? Of course, cried Little Red, and she put on her favorite coat and kissed her mother goodbye. She's even got the hood up. It was a bright, sunny day, and Little Red skipped through the woods. Good morning, she called to the rabbits and the deer. I'm bringing Grandma a special surprise. But someone was peeking from behind a tree. A big, hungry wolf. Good day, growled the wolf. What are you doing in the woods all alone? I'm taking this special basket of fruit to Grandma, Little Red replied. Yuck, thought the wolf. He didn't like fruit. He liked to eat tasty little girls. So the wolf thought up a plan, a horrible, clever plan. Why not pick Grandma some pretty flowers, he said. Good idea, said Little Red. But as she started gathering daisies, the wolf raced down the path towards Grandma's house. I wonder what his plan is. The wolf knocked at Grandma's door with a thud, thud, thud. Is that you, Little Red, my dear? Called Grandma. Yes, said the wolf. Let me in. It's breakfast time. Grandma didn't think it sounded like Little Red, but she opened the door. Oh, good, said Grandma, opening the door. What are we having for breakfast? You, cried the wolf. Ah, yelled Grandma, you're not Little Red. And she slammed the door right on his big, furry nose. Ow, 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 howled the wolf. In a flash, Grandma ran out of the back door and into the woods to find help. That wasn't nice, the wolf growled, rubbing his nose. But now he could put his terrible plan into action. What's he doing here? So when Little Red knocked, tap, 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 on Grandma's door, it was a deep, scratchy voice that answered, Come in, my dear. Little Red walked into Grandma's bedroom and stopped in surprise. Why, Grandma, she said slowly, what big ears you have. The better to hear you with, my dear, croaked the wolf. And Grandma, Little Red said carefully, what big hairy arms you have. The better to hug you with, my dear, growled the wolf. But Grandma, Little Red whispered, what big teeth you have. The better to eat you with, my dear, snarled the wolf, and he pounced at Little Red. Just at that moment, the door burst open. In rushed Grandma with the woodcutter. Stop right there, yelled Grandma. Put her down now, bellowed the woodcutter, or we'll chop you up and turn you into a birdhouse. With a terrified howl, the wolf jumped out of the window and ran far, far away, never to return. Little Red hugged Grandma tight. I'm so glad you chased that wolf away, she said, and she gave Grandma the basket of fruit. What a day of excitement, laughed Grandma. Now let's all have breakfast. On Thursday, we're going to read a book that's kind of like Little Red Riding Hood and a little bit different. Night, boys and girls.